kudos goes to Mr. Murthy Garu, Mr. Rajan Prasad Garu, and Niklesh for having me here for this wonderful program. As a head of facilities, as an infrastructure head at EHA, as a vice president, I always have an opportunity to interact with many startups. So startup era is now we are experiencing. As you all know, in India, after the freedom, the government focus was on the agriculture. So that was the era from agriculture, thanks to electricity, we have come to industrial era. From industrial era, thanks to .com, become IT era, looking at startups. Okay. So without startups, we cannot take this nation to the next level. As Prasad sir just mentioned me, that's a, there are one crore plus student or 1 lakh plus students. 1 crore. 1 crore students are coming out of education institutions every year. But how many jobs we have in the country, which government or any private institutions can afford? This is where the topic given to me is that seeding or planting the entrepreneurship mindset at a very young age. What I do at THUB, in addition to my full-time job, we conduct student visit activity on every second and fourth Thursday. During this activity, we try to talk about entrepreneurship. It's a half-day program basically. So we speak about entrepreneurship. We speak about what THUB is offering to startups. And then we give exposure to our startup founders, where startup founders come and interact with the students like seminar like this we have THUB. So that inspires the young minds that yes, if one Anna, one Akka, can do and can become an entrepreneur, why not we become an entrepreneur? And successfully, I'm proud to say that in a span of 3 years, I have impacted 20,000 plus students. Out of 20,000 plus, even if 20 people become an entrepreneur, my life will be successful. So why I am here today? I got to know from Murthy Garu. Sir has mentioned, sir, today you are not going to address students, not the startups. He said, I am going to address the school principals and the school management. Then I asked him, sir, what is my role? Students are too young to understand about innovation, to understand about entrepreneurship. He said, sir, in Telugu we have spoken, the conversation happened in Telugu. He said, sir, so try from the childhood. Right? So that inspired me, and that is the reason why I am here today. Honestly, before I met Murthy Garu, I was always thinking that innovation is for the students below, degree or above degree or above engineering, standard students, and that's how I kept the rule in THUB that I will allow only graduates and above graduates students only to THUB so that they understand the innovation. But now I realize that if we want to inculcate the habit of innovation, then it should start from the school level. And that is especially from a high school level. Because I still remember in our school days, teachers used to, we used to have a period called SCPW. I don't know how many of you remember that. SCPW, right? In schools, it's common. We used to think that what is this period? There's no subject. But actually speaking, that particular period was helping us for creativity. That is where we got an opportunity because there is a problem given to us and we are trying to solve that problem. We're trying to create some objects to papers, to some material. That is where I realized that the creativity. And after my discussion with Murthy Garu, I had a self-reflection. Then I looked at who are the people in my class who are successful today. Are those people who are doing very good in SCPW? Can you believe that? This is my personal experience. So my humble request to all the principals and school authority over here today, that please inculcate this entrepreneurship mindset at the school level. How do you do that? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Today in India we have 100 plus unicorns. How many? We have 100 plus unicorns. And these unicorns, they started their journey as a startup. Right? Today we have examples. So my request is that share these examples with the students. Imagine the founder of Oyo Rooms, right? You can talk about founder of Rapido, who's from this place. You can talk about founder of Redbus, looking for a job. Don't be a job seeker. You need to be a job giver. If you are a job giver, then, for example, if a student is offering jobs to 10 people, is he going to impact only 10 lives? No, he's going to impact 10 families. And on average, 4 people in the family is impacting 40 people. So that is always a higher than being an employee like me. See, I didn't have an opportunity to think of entrepreneurship because I came from a scarcity background. All of us in this age, I'm sure, because our fathers have told us, अच्छा पढ़ो, उसके बाद में अच्छा नौकरी करो. Yes, but today, because we were in the scarcity, we need to take care of our Maslow's theory. This is the hierarchy, the first needs. So now, we as a parent, we have already done enough for our children, right? What next children has to do? They can take risk. In our generation, taking risk was a big thing. It's like a crime. Yeah, business just surrender. First, right, sir? We were never allowed to do that. But today, it's an opportunity because, as I mentioned, that we already created that foundation for our kids that they need not to think about their home loan, ka chinta nahi hai, car loan, ka chinta nahi hai. Everything we have arranged. Now, what they need to do is take risk. Allow them to take bit of risk in your family and also at your schools. So, schools, I'm sure all of you are aware that schools also have a program called Tinkering Labs. How many of you are aware? It's a central government initiative. Yes, it's a central government initiative. Think of that. Tinkering Labs will allow students product for global. We don't know. So that is where an incubation like us in Hyderabad, we have 70 startups. Since I come from T-Hub, I'll give a little brief about T-Hub so that you can go back and have a reflection that how you can partner with us so that you can encourage your students to become an entrepreneur. I'm not saying that they should become an entrepreneur immediately after the schools. Just before I come to this place, I met one student who's at 16 years of age. I met him at Trident. He's also, sorry, 13 years, sorry, yeah, he's 13-year-old and we were talking to him. He's becoming the champion AI startup. So today's generation, because since we have everything, technology is available, global reach is available through the internet, so we can do lot of things using the current conditions or situations, which was not easy for us at least. So now let me talk about T-Hub. T-Hub was an initiative of government of Telangana where we have two mandates. Mandate number one is to support startups. Mandate number two is to foster innovation at corporates. So to support startups, we follow 6 M's and 2 P's framework. The first M is methodology. That means depending upon the stage of the startup, we run a program. Just for your quick reference, a lot of people have great ideas, but they don't know how to convert their idea into business. So that is the problem of every startup. Today we run a program that will help startups to convert their idea into product or a business. That's the first stage. Now the second stage is, let's say you have already developed the product, but the second immediate problem which a startup faces, go-to-market strategy. They don't have a go-to-market strategy at their page. So we run a program that will help startups to overcome the second. The third is that the startup entered into market. For example, he or she is making a lakh rupee of revenue per month, and they have an aspiration to accelerate. That's where the second and the third problem starts. They don't know how to accelerate the growth. So we run a program called Lab 32. That's an acceleration growth stage startup we help. Now the one more important stage is the funding. So we run a program called T-Angel that will help startup get ready for funding. So the point I'm trying to bring it on the table here is that if you tell that there are institutions like T-Hub who are ready to support, and you give the examples of the successful startups, people like Oyo founder, he's a very young guy, right? If you can share these young stories with the students, I'm confident that at least one from each school becomes an entrepreneur. If there are 100 schools today, so I'm sure we will have 100 unicorns from these schools. With this note, I would like to conclude and thank you very much for PSCA and all the management organizing team for bringing this and my special kudos and blessings to the young girl. You have an amazing talent. I heard it for a couple of minutes, but it was amazing. To me, as an ordinary person, I feel it's a super to have that. God has blessed with you.